and buy a hat. It was not a hat. So I had to draw it for them more clearly. Because grown-ups always have to have things explained to them. It was a boa constrictor having eaten an elephant. But this time they said, put those crayons away and go study arithmetic or geography or something important. So I did. But I always kept my first drawing with me as a test of true understanding. But no matter who I showed it to, they would always say, that is a hat. So I threw it away. And I never again talked to them about boa constrictors or primeval forests or stars. And I never again made another drawing. I learned to pilot airplanes. And I lived my life alone until 6 years ago when I had an accident with my plane over the desert of Sahara. Whoa! What's the matter with you? Where are we? Somewhere over the Sahara Desert, I imagine? Whoa! What's the underwear? What's the problem? Looks like I'm gonna have to take you down. Come in, 10 years! 10 years, come in! This is Solitaire! Come in! Somebody, anybody! You read me? This is Solitaire going down for emergency landing! Whoa! Making emergency landing in approximately... Whoa! Come in! 10 years! 10 years! Whoa! Please, sir, draw me a sheet. Draw me a sheet. Where am I? Something tells me this isn't the Riviera. Yes, the engine trouble, the storm, the radio! The radio! Come in, 10 years! 10 years, come in! Cairo, come in! Do you read me? Somebody! Draw me a sheet. You? There. Here. In the desert, my home? Draw me a sheet. I don't draw. You used to. How would you know? Draw me a sheet. When a mystery is too overpowering, when dares not disobey.
No. I don't want an elephant instead of boa constrictor. A boa constrictor is very dangerous, and an elephant is way too large. I want a sheep. Draw me a sheep. You can see for yourself it's not a sheep. It's a ram. It has horns. See? This one is too old. I want a sheep that will live a long time.
is a box. The sheep that you want is inside.
Yes, this is exactly what I wanted.
And that was how I made the acquaintance of this strange little man. The next day, just before sunset, as I was working on my plane 1,000 miles from anywhere, he appeared again. It took me a long time to find out where he came from. This little man who asked so many questions never seemed to hear the ones that I asked.
It is true, isn't it? Sheepy little bushes?
Where'd you go yesterday?
It is true, isn't it?
Yes.
Then it follows that they also leave baobabs, correct?
Baobabs are not little bushes, they're trees as big as castles.
Yes, but before they grow out so big, they start out by being so little?
Strictly speaking, yes. Where did you come from? Where's your family? And why do you want the sheep to eat the little baobab bushes anyway? Don't you ever answer a question?
What is this object?
That's not an object. That's my plane. My friend.
Hello?
It's true, it doesn't talk. I talk to it occasionally, but it never answers back.
That doesn't seem very satisfactory.
It's a plane. It flies.
You dropped down from the sky?
Yes? His laughter irritated me. I like my misfortunes taken seriously.
You two came from the sky, which is your planet.
What?
Though it is true, on that airplane, you couldn't have come very far.
You come from another planet?
Listen to that sunset. Do you hear the music?
What music?
It's so nice that the sunsets last such a long time here. Where I come from, the sunsets are much shorter, but there are so many more of them.
Listen, it's clear I'm not getting a straight answer out of you. I have to go back to work on my plane.
One time, I saw the sunsets 44 times.
44 times?
Come with me.
Enough of this! I have important things to...
Come. Where I come from, it is so small that all you need to do is move your chair a few steps, and you can see the day end of the twilight fall. But here on your planet, you can walk and walk, and still be able to see a magnificent sunset. One loves the sunset and one's so sad.
Were you so sad then?
I kept wondering what I was missing and wishing I had. So far away from good. It's good to have someone to watch the sunset with. What's so good about the box you've given me is that at night, my sheep can use it as his house.
And if you're good, I can draw you a string and a post, so you can tie him during the day.
Tie him? What a strange idea.
Well, he might run off.
Run off? Where do you think he'll go?
To anywhere. Straight ahead.
Straight ahead? Nobody can go very far.
What?
Look for me tomorrow, just at sunset.
But where do you think you're going? Look, I don't... What do you even mean? Look, I don't intend to be here all that long. Straight ahead, no one can go very far. What's that supposed to mean? Oh, come on. We'll figure out what the matter is right now, and we can just put this little bizarre episode behind us. We can do it. You can do it. You've never let me down before. Ugh. Let's see. Let's see now. A half-eaten croissant. Stale. Some as there aren't any springs of fresh water here in the desert, and you don't have any of those pills, I reckon you... How long have you been on this journey anyway?
Have you always lived alone?
No, but I prefer it that way.
Do you?
What about you? Didn't you live alone on your planet?
Listen to that sunset. Do you hear the music?
What music? Oh, you mean, am I listening to the sunset? No, I don't hear any music.
I did.
Yes, I know you hear the music.
No, I lived alone until the dawn. That night of the 44 sunsets, you remember. I realize now that was the day my journey really began.
What is this journey you be talking about anyway?
Until then, I led a very well-ordered life. I would wake up every morning with such lobsters. I cleaned out my 2 volcanoes. The third one was extinct, but I cleaned it anyways. One never knows. Then there are the baobabs.
Oh yes, the baobabs.
They burrow down so deeply, and they spread their roots so wide that if I don't dig them up, as soon as they appear, they could break my planet into pieces. It was very hard work, but one day, however, when I finished, I thought, well, that was the day of the 44 sunsets. Something was missing.
Did you find what you were missing then? In the sunsets?
No, not in the sunset, but in the dawn the next day. That morning, from the seed blown from who knows where, a small sprout appeared, and it was like no other small sprout on my planet. You see, it could have been some new kind of baobab. So, I watched it carefully, but soon it became something entirely new. It stopped growing and began ready to produce flower. A flower like no other flower I'd seen before. It chose its colors carefully and adjusted its petals one by one. Mysterious and glorious creature. And then finally, just as the dawn rose.
Oh,
You are so beautiful.
I am?
Yes.
Oh. What's that?
Beautiful? It's something pleasing to see.
Oh, beautiful. What's that?
Oh, that's a volcano.
Oh. It's beautiful.
No, it's just
And
a...
that's beautiful too.
That's a
And
baobab.
that. That's beautiful too. There's so much to see here.
You are the most beautiful flower.
What's a flower?
Why, you are a flower. You are the most beautiful one on my planet.
There are other flowers here?
Not as unique like you. Unique, like nothing else in all the world.
Is unique as good as beautiful?
Oh, yes.
Oh, good.
Ow!
What's that?
Oh, those are thorns.
Oh, I have plenty for you. I will try to be more careful.
It's okay, it didn't hurt as much. Not really. I'm just so glad you're here with me. What's the matter?
What's we?
Well, that's you and me. Where are we?
Sounds like a jolly life you had there.
It was. She was beautiful and exciting and someone to talk to who answered back.
Yeah!
We spent some lovely time together, but as time went by, things changed.
Sounds familiar. I've had many of the same experience with flowers I've known.
She seemed to resent every moment I spent away from her, tending to my chores. What is it?
There's a monster crawling on me!
Oh, it's just a caterpillar. They're really marvelous creatures. One day, it will turn into a beautiful butterfly. But if it upsets you, I'll take it away in just a moment. last little baobab. Are you alright?
Water.
Are you okay?
Much better now. Thank you. But I seem to be feeling a bit of a chill.
Better?
Oh, but now it's so terribly warm again.
And so it went, day after day, until finally I had to tell her. Don't you see? If I don't tend to my chores, the baobabs, they could become dangerous to you.
Go back to your mailbox then. If they're so very important. Go on. Go back to your precious weeds!
So confused. She was so beautiful, but she made me so upset. I didn't understand her. I had so many questions, but no one to ask. I had to find answers. I had to leave. So I cleaned out my volcanoes for the last time, even the extinct one. Then finally, goodbye. Bye.
Take the screen away, please.
The wind.
I don't really need it. The night air will do me good. I'm a flower after all.
Then let me take the caterpillar away. I know how much.
No, leave it. I suppose I must include the presence of 2 or 3 caterpillars if I wish to be acquainted with the butterflies. It seems that they are very beautiful. It is not with the caterpillars and butterflies. Who will I talk to? You'll be very far away, and as for any larger creature, I'm not afraid. I have my thorn to protect me. Don't linger like this. You've decided to go now, so. Of course I love. Goodbye.
That's the last thing I wrote. Is that my flower?
This is just a doodle.
You should doodle more often. Of course, she has more petals and a longer stem, and she has 4 thorns. You remember?
I told you, I don't draw. I've only drawn boa constrictors from the outside and boa constrictors from the inside. And
It's all right. Children will understand.
children were never the problem. It was the grown-ups that couldn't see.
It's all right, really. Not as good as my sheep, of course, but who knows? If you keep trying, maybe you'll become an artist instead of a...
Instead of what? Listen, I am busy. I have important things to do.
Important things?
Yes, important things. And besides, isn't it about time for you to take your leave? The sun has set after all.
Tomorrow.
How am I supposed to know what your flower looks like? More petal, longer stem. For all I know, the damn thing could look like, who cares?
I did the right thing, didn't I? Letting him go, making him leave. Why did I do that? Why did he do that? Couldn't you see? Didn't you know? Of course I love you!
It's much better now. Much better than yesterday.
Oh, that's not for you. Give me that.
Longer and had more thorns in a tear.
I thought she probably felt sad.
Of course, but all I knew was how I felt. I was too young to know how to love her. The fact is, I didn't understand anything at all. So I flew away. wandered from star to star. I drifted around the cosmos looking upon an entire group of planets, each inhabited by a single man. The first one, I think, was inhabited by a king, seated upon a robe. He was clad in a robe of royal purple and ermine, which uncovered the entire planet. And although he never seen me before, he recognized me immediately.
Ah, a subject. Approach that I may see you better. Tisk, it is not proper to yawn in the presence of a king. I order you not to yawn.
But I've traveled such a long way that I haven't had any sleep.
Ah, then I order you to yawn. It's been years since I've seen anyone yawn. Yes, give us a good one now. It's in order.
I'm sorry, I guess I can't anymore.
Then I order you to sometimes yawn and sometimes not to yawn. Now, you see, my orders are very reasonable, don't you think?
May I sit down?
I order you to sit down.
Sir?
Sire.
Sire.
Sure.
May I ask a question?
I order you to ask me a question.
Or what do you rule?
Over everything.
Everything?
Everything.
And the stars, do they obey you?
Certainly they do. And the moon and the sun as well.
Oh, then, if you please, could you possibly order me a sunset, sire? I would love to see a sunset.
And so you shall.
When?
Oh, soon, I shall command it. But I have to wait for the conditions to be favorable.
And when's that?
Oh, about 20 to 8. You shall see how well I am obeyed.
I should really get going.
Oh, don't go. I'll make you Minister of Justice.
But there's no one here to judge.
Then you shall judge yourself. That is the most difficult thing of all.
Judge myself?
It's much more difficult to judge oneself than it is to judge others.
Then I know it would have been some value to visit the other planets as well. Well, yes, what a good idea. What? You could draw them. That way those your pictures could as easily make my journeys as well.
Wait a minute, I don't.
The next planet I'm going to get to belongs to a very daring person. And recognize me immediately as well.
Ah, an admirer.
Good morning. What a strange hat you're wearing.
It's a hat for acknowledging compliments. I raise it when people acclaim me. Unfortunately, nobody ever passes by this way. Now sit down right there. Very good. Now, slap your hands together. Once again. Faster. Love it when you admire me.
Admire? What does that mean?
It means you regard me as the handsomest, best dressed, richest, most intelligent man on the planet.
But
You are the only man on this planet. Even so, couldn't you just admire me anyway?
I agreed to admire him, but I didn't understand why we so wanted him. Oh, that's just like him.
Does it?
I can also see him tipping his hat.
Poets are very fond of hats.
I know, I found them all together to be very strange.
So have I. Go on. What happened next?
There was so much I didn't understand yet. My flower, she cast her fragrance and radiance all over me, and I never ought to have left her. The next planet I visited belonged to a businessman. He was so busy.
2 and 3 is 5. 5 and 7 is 12.
Good morning.
26 and 5 makes 31. That makes 501,622,731.
Millions of what?
I can't stop now. I'm much too busy, can't you see? I'm concerned with important things.
Millions of what?
Millions of those little objects in the sky.
Flies?
No. Glittering objects.
Fireflies?
No! Little golden objects that set lazy men to idle dreaming.
Ah, you mean the stars?
Yes, that's it, the stars. As for me, I'm concerned with more important things. No time for idle dreaming in my life.
So you say, what do you do with 500 million stars?
What do I do with them?
Yes,
Nothing. I own them.
but I've already seen a king.
Kings do not own. They reign over. It's very different.
How can anyone own the stars?
To whom do they belong?
I don't want to nobody.
They belong to me because I was the first person to think of it.
And what good does that do you to own the stars?
It makes me rich.
And what good does that do to you?
I can put them in the bank.
I don't understand.
It means I write my number of stars down on a piece of paper and I put them in the drawer and lock it with a key.
I too have myself a flower, which I water every day, so there's some use that I own her. But you are of no use to the stars. I soon noticed a lonely, flickering light, and there, on a planet even smaller than my own, stood a sweet old man dressed with a cold winter, faithfully lighting the street lamp. Good morning. Why have you just put your lamp out?
Those are the orders. Good morning.
What are the orders?
The orders that I... Good evening.
Why haven't you just lighted it again?
Those are the orders.
I don't understand.
There's nothing to understand. Orders are orders. I follow a terrible profession. In the old days, it was reasonable. I put my lamp out in the morning, and in the evening I light it again. I have the rest of the day for relaxation and the rest of the night for sleep.
And the orders have changed since then?
Good morning. The orders have not been changed since then. Now that's the tragedy. You see, year after year, the planet has turned faster and faster, and the orders have not been changed. Now, once every minute, I have to put my lamp out and light it again.
That's very funny. They only last a minute here.
It's not funny at all. Good evening. Well, I've been talking to them, a whole month has gone by.
A whole month? I could tell you a way to rest whenever you want to.
Oh, tell me. I always wanted to rest. Good morning.
Your planet is so small that 3 steps will take you all the way around. So all you have to do is walk around slowly, very slowly, and the day can last as long as you like. I do it on my own planet to make the sunsets come.
That won't do much good, I'm afraid. If there's one thing I like to do in life, it's sleep. And you can't sleep if you're walking. Good evening.
Then you're unlucky.
I am unlucky. Good morning. Good evening. Good morning. Good evening.
That man was the only man who didn't seem so selfish. Maybe because he cared about his work. Oh, I was just like him. But what he did was important and therefore special. He was the only one who ever could be my friend. The next man I figured belonged to
A geographer.
a geographer? What's that?
A geographer is a scholar who knows the locations of all the rivers, mountains, towns, oceans, and deserts.
That's very interesting. Your planet, it's very beautiful. Does it have any oceans?
I couldn't tell you.
What about mountains?
Don't know.
Then towns, rivers, or deserts?
But aren't you a geographer?
Exactly. But I'm not an explorer. Explorers are the ones that count the towns, rivers, mountains, seas, oceans, and deserts. Us geographers are much too important for that. We sit behind our desks and record exactly what explorers recall of their travels. What? I recognize you now! You're an explorer. Describe my plan to me. No, wait. Describe your plan to me.
Well, I have a flower. And she's the most beautiful one on my planet.
You don't record flowers
Why not?
because they're ephemeral.
Ephemeral? What does that mean?
It means in danger of speedy disappearance.
In danger of speedy disappearance? My flower, she's ephemeral and she has only 4 thorns left, which are no use at all to defend herself against the whole world, and I have left her all over my planet. What do I do?
Why don't you visit Earth? Iron has a good reputation.
So, I did. As soon as I arrived here on Earth, I met someone. Good evening. Good evening. What planet is this?
This is Earth. This is Africa.
There are no people on Earth.
This is the desert. There are no people in the desert. The Earth is large.
Star up there, it's right above us.
It's very beautiful.
I wonder if the stars shine so brightly here so that each of us can find their way home.
What is bright in here?
Oh, I have been having some trouble with the flower.
A flower. Ah!
Where are the men? It is very lonely in the desert.
It is also lonely among men.
You are a very funny animal. You are no thicker than a finger.
Ah, but I am more powerful than the finger of a king.
You're not very powerful. You have no feet.
But I can carry you further than any ship. Whomever I touch, I send back to from whence they came. But you are innocent and true, and come from a star. You move me to pity. You are so weak on this earth made of granite. I can help you someday, if you grow too homesick. I can. Do you know who I am?
Oh, yes, very well.
You shouldn't be talking to snakes, you know? They're dangerous. And you certainly shouldn't trust them. They're treacherous creatures.
That's very good. You've been hiding your talent.
What's going on here?
You shouldn't tell him not to trust me. I never lie. It's all a matter of perception. Lies, truth, snakes, hats, death, life. What appears to be is not always what it is, but you know that. Or do you anymore? He knows who I am. Do you?
Understandably, I was upset. Not only were my food and water nearly gone, but now I was having serious hallucinations. I worked frantically through the night and the next day, determined to make my plane work. I was at my wit's end when at sunset, of course.
Please, you have to tell me. It's very important. I have to know. Please, if she eat the bushes, do we eat flowers too? Please, will they eat my flower?
Yes, she will eat anything.
Even flowers that are thorns?
Even flowers that have thorns.
Then why do they have them? What good are they?
Come in, 10 years.
They don't
10 years, come in.
Why?
Come in. Flowers have thorns just for spite.
I don't believe you. Flowers are naive creatures. They would never act this way. If they hurt you, it's because they don't understand. And you actually believe in the flowers?
No. I don't believe anything. I just said the first thing that came into my head. Can't you see I'm busy with important things here?
Important things? You talk just like the grown-ups.
Grown-ups,
You confuse everything. You mix up everything together. I don't believe you can ever become an artist.
An artist? Being an artist is not gonna get me out of here. This is a matter of life and death. Don't you understand? Do you know the amount of time I've wasted on pictures of your silly stories?
You are just like the businessman.
The businessman?
He has never seen a flower. He has never looked at a star. He has never loved anyone. And he says over and over, just like you, I am busy with important things. But he is not a man. He's a mushroom. And the flowers have been growing for us for millions of years. For millions of years. And the sheep have been eating them just the same. So it is not even important to try and understand why the flowers have gone through so much trouble to grow thorns which are no use to them at all. And I myself know one flower which is unique in all the world, but which one sheep can destroy in a single bite that morning without even noticing what he's doing. And you don't even think that's important.
Please, I'm sorry. The flower that you love is not in danger. I can draw you a muzzle for your That's what I am. One of them. Have you gone just because the stars have come out, or are you not coming back again? I wouldn't blame you if you didn't. I didn't know what to say, how to reach him, how I could mend the damage that I had done. And then I had an idea. I once saw a house that was so beautiful. It was made of rosy-colored bricks with geraniums in the windows and doves on the roof. And I said to myself, and I thought about telling someone about it, but I knew that from that description, they would never be able to appreciate it. But on the other hand, if I were to say, I saw a house that looks like it cost $1 million, they would say, oh, what a beautiful house that must be. Last night I realized that I've become like those people. I can't quite appreciate how important things are to you anymore. I can't see sheep through walls of boxes.
What is that? It looks very complicated.
Oh, it's a muzzle for your sheep, so you never need to worry about it eating your flour again. You put it on him like...
I see. How's your friend doing?
Oh, him? No shake, I'm afraid.
He'll get better soon, I'm sure of it. After all, I landed here nearly a year ago. I traveled so many new places.
Just tell me about them. And he continued to tell me stories. And though my situation was more dire than ever, I stopped. I listened. And I drew.
After I met the snake, I crossed the desert and met a single flower. No importance at all. Good morning.
Good morning.
Where are the men?
Men? I think there are 6 or 7 of them in this district. I saw them several years ago passing by, but one never knows where to find them. The wind blows them away. They have no roots, and that makes their lives very difficult.
I see. Goodbye then.
Bye.
After that, I climbed a high mountain. And from a mountain this high, I would surely be able to see your whole entire planet and all the people on it. But all I saw were peaks of rock that were as sharp as needles. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Who are you?
Who are you? Who are you?
Please be my friend. I'm all alone.
I'm all alone. I'm all
imagination at all. On my planet, we used to have a flower, a rose. She was always the first to speak. Finally, after walking for a long time through sands, rocks, and snow, I came upon a rose that led to a garden with an entire wall of flowers. Good morning. Good morning! As I approached closer, you seem to all look like my flower. Who are you?
We are roses!
But I thought my flower was the only one of her kind in the whole universe. I thought I was rich with a flower that was unique in all the world. But all I had was a common rose. A common rose.
Good morning. I'm over here under the apple tree.
Who are you? You're very pretty to look at.
I'm a fox.
Can you come and play with me? I'm just so happy.
Play with you? I can't play with you.
Why not?
Because I'm not tamed and you're one of them.
Them?
That's right, the ones with the guns, the hunters. How can I be sure you're not one of those hunters? Yeah, you may be small, but it may be a threat. Very clever, but no, as things are, I'd better just...
But I don't have a gun. See?
Well, then you better watch out for them too.
What does that mean, tamed?
You're not from around here, are you?
What does that mean, tamed?
What are you looking for?
I was looking for men.
Men! They have guns and they hunt, it's all very disturbing.
Oh,
But they also raise chickens. Guns and chickens. These are their only interests. Are you looking for chickens?
what?
Chickens.
No, I was looking for men.
Ah,
What does that mean, tamed?
you don't know the question, do you? It's not too often neglected. It means to establish ties.
Established ties?
Well, see, to me, you're just a little boy like 100,000 other little boys, and I have no need of you. And you, well, I'm just a fox like 100,000 other foxes, and you have no need of me. But if you tamed me, to me, you're unique in all the world, and to you, I'm unique in all the world, then we meet each other.
I think I understand. I used to have a flower, a rose.
You mean like the ones on the wall down the road?
I think she tried to tame me.
It's possible. On Earth, one sees all sorts of things.
Oh, but this wasn't on Earth.
Wasn't on Earth.
No.
Some other planet, maybe?
Yes.
Are there hunters on this planet?
No.
Are there chickens?
No.
Well, nothing's perfect. My life, I hunt chickens, men hunt me, all the chickens look alike, all the men look alike. It's very monotonous.
What?
Well, first, I hunt me out a chicken, hey, fellas gotta eat, but then the hunters, they come in and chase me through the woods and down the hills until I have to go and hide in a hole until they give up. Every day is the same old thing. Search, run, hide. Sometimes I spend hours in that hole just thinking.
Thinking about what?
About what it'd be like if it was different, if someday someone without a gun came along, someone whose footsteps would make me excited instead of scurrying away, someone who would tame me.
I would love to, it's just that I don't have much time. There's just so much I have to understand.
Only understand the things you tame. Men have no time to understand anything, and that's why they have no friends. If you want to understand, if you want to have a friend, you've got to tame.
What must I do to tame?
You must be very patient. I'm still a wild animal after all. First, we will sit in the grass, like this. And then I shall look at you out of the corner of my eye, and you shall say nothing. Words like this are misunderstanding after all. We shall do this every day, and every day we will get a little bit closer, day after day.
I understand. When shall we begin?
Tomorrow. Meet me right here. Tomorrow.
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 Good morning.
Say, don't do that.
What did I do?
Like I said, my previous experience with humans hasn't been all that good. Are you okay there?
I think so.
No, maybe this wasn't such a good idea.
No, really, it's just, what did I do?
Well, you can't just stroll up at any time at all if you want to tame me. You've got to come at the same time every day. Didn't I mention that? If you come at the same time every day, then every day, about an hour before you'll do, I'll start getting excited. Rituals are very important, especially in taming.
I think I understand.
Do you? See those wheat fields down yonder? The wheat fields are of no use to me. They do not talk to me, and that is very sad. But you have hair which is the color of gold. Now if you tamed me, the wheat which is also gold will bring me back to the color of you, and I shall love to listen to the wind and the beat.
I understand now. Shall we begin?
Ready when you are. 1, 2, 3, go!
I was wondering, did you ever...
Not a word. Nice coat.
Nice table.
Thank you. It was a gift from my mother.
Are you tame now?
I don't know. Let's find out. I'm tame! I'm tame! I'm finally tame! Let's see. Yesterday we explored the hills, and the day before that we explored the forest. Shall we dance today, or shall we chase each other through the wheat fields?
No, I don't think so.
Ooh, hi! Let's play hide and seek. I've had tons of practice.
Not today.
You're thinking of your rose again. Look, go back to the wall of roses. Yes. Then you'll understand.
Understand what?
You'll see. And when you come back, you'll say goodbye to me.
Goodbye? What do you mean?
Don't worry about that. And when you come back, I'll tell you a secret.
You are at all not like my flower. As yet, you are nothing. No one has tamed you, and you have tamed no one. One cannot die for you. You are like my fox when I first met him, like 100,000 other foxes. But I have tamed him and made him my friend, and he's unique in all the world. An ordinary passerby would think that my rose is just like you, the rose that belongs to me. But she's more important than you hundreds of you other roses, because it is she that I have watered, because it is she that I have sheltered behind the screen, because it is her that I have killed the caterpillars. They too are due to become butterflies. Because it is she that I have listened to whenever she asks questions, or grumbled, or even sometimes said nothing at all. Because she is my rose. It is time for me to go now. you any harm. You wanted me to clean you.
Yes, that is true.
And it has done you no good at all.
Don't you see? That's done me good. Because of the wheat fields. They'll always remind me of you because it's the same color as your hair. One runs the risk of weeping a little when one allows himself to be cleaned.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. And now for my secret. Say it with me so you won't forget it. It is only with a heart that one can see rightly.
It is only with my heart that one can see rightly.
What is essential is invisible to the eye.
What is essential is invisible to the eye. What is it?
These stories of yours are very charming and all,
But what?
I don't have another drop of water to drink. And besides, it's not like I'm I'm about to die of thirst.
My friend the fox.
This really is no longer a matter that has to do with your friend.
Why not?
Because I am about to die of thirst. And it's not like there's anything I can do about it. And besides, there are worse ways to die than listening to your stories.
It's good to have a friend even when one is about to die. I'm thirsty too. Come, let's look for a well.
In the desert?
One never ought to have looked into flowers. One should simply look at them and read their favorites. Mine performed on my planet, but I never knew how to take pleasure in all that grace. I should have guessed all the affection behind their silly little games. The men where you live raise 500,000 girls in the same garden, and they don't find what they're looking for. Yet, what they could be looking for can be found in a single rose or a little water. I'm tired too. Let's rest for a moment.
In all the time we've been together, I've never seen you take a single drink of water. But you did say you were thirsty, didn't you? Didn't you?
Water may also be good for the heart. The stars are beautiful because of a flower that cannot be seen.
I suppose so.
The desert is beautiful too because somewhere it hides a well.
Do you really think we'll find a well in the desert?
You must remember my fox's secret. It is only with the heart that one can see rightly.
It is only with the heart that one can see rightly.
What is essential is invisible to the eye.
What is essential is invisible to the eye. Are you really hiding a well? I took it in my arms and started walking once more. It seemed to me that I was carrying a very fragile treasure. To me, it seemed that there was nothing more fragile in the whole world. In the moonlight, I looked at his pale forehead, his closed eyes, and his locks of hair that trembled in the wind. And I said to myself, what I see here is nothing but a shell. What is most important is invisible. What moved me so deeply about this little man, this little prince, was his loyalty to a flower, the image of a rose that shone through his whole being, like the flame of a lamp, even while he slept. And I felt him to be more fragile still, as if he himself were a small flame that might be extinguished by the smallest puff of wind. And I carried him until I could not take another step, and then out of nowhere, just as he said, like a miracle, look!
Look at the well. It's singing. well.
Amazing.
It's not really. I knew from the moment I saw your drawings of my sheep in a box, I knew all you needed was some time and a friend. And look at you now, you're tame.
Tame? Like a fox?
Exactly like the fox.
I hear it! I hear it! What is it? What's going on in that amazing little mind of yours? Do you want me to buy you another sheep to keep the one in your box company?
No, one sheep is sufficient. Beneath the baobabs will I give the attention my voice requires.
I see.
After all, I landed very near here. Tonight will be its anniversary.
Then that day when we first met, 2 weeks ago, when you were strolling along, all alone in the middle of nowhere, then that wasn't by chance? You were headed back to the place where you landed. Perhaps it was because of the anniversary. You have plans I don't know about.
You must go now and fix your friend.
My friend? But you're my friend!
Go now and come back in the evening. I will be there tonight.
As I returned to my plane, unbelievable as it seemed, as if nothing was wrong, it started! The engine revved and the propeller spun like a top. I was so excited I had to tell my friends, so I ran back ahead of time. But when I found him, he was deep in conversation.
This is not the exact spot. Yes. It is the right day, but this is not the place. It's under my star where we met. Exactly. You will see my tracks on the sand. I will be there tonight. You have the poison? You're sure you'll make me sit for too long? Now, go away. I want to get down.
What are you doing? Why are you talking with a snake?
I'm so glad your friend's better. Now you can go back home.
How do you know about that?
I too am going back home today. Back to my rose. It is much more farther, much more difficult. But I have your sheep, and I have your sheep's box, and I have the muzzle.
Little man, you're afraid.
I shall be much more afraid tonight.
You can't mean this. Tell me this is a bad dream. The snake, the meeting place, the start. Tell me.
What is important is invisible, like a flower on a star.
Yes, I know.
Like a well in the desert.
Yes.
Like an elephant inside a boa constrictor. I knew from the moment you gave me your drawing of my sheep in a box that I knew you could give me what I needed.
What was that? What have I given you?
My sheep, of course. You drew my sheep in a box. Please don't cry.
One runs the risk of weeping a little when one lets himself be tamed.
Please don't go. I want you here. I need you here. If you're gone, who will laugh for me?
Just because I'm gone doesn't mean I've gone away.
What?
Do you see my star up there?
Which one? There are so many.
Maybe that's just us all. Then all of the stars will be around.
What do you mean?
Each night, watch the sunset come and see the stars come out, and know that I am there on one of them, living and laughing. Then all of the stars will laugh for you. Please do not come tonight. You look a little sad or dying, and that is not true. It's just that this body is too heavy for me to carry all that weight. The snake is just providing me with transportation. Don't be sad. What will be left will be nothing but an old empty shell. There's nothing sad about empty shells, is there? You must go now.
I will not leave you.
It is wrong for you to be here. You will suffer.
I will not leave you.
It is not worth the trouble.
I will not leave you.
Sure. know it will be very nice. I too shall look at the stars. All the stars will be wells pouring out fresh water for me to drink. And that will be so nice. You will have 500 million little bells laughing, and I will have 500 million springs of fresh water. Now please let me go on by myself. You know my Rose. I am responsible for her. She has only 4 thorns, which are of no use at all to defend herself against the whole world. There now, I am ready.
Already 6 years since my friend went away from me with a sheep. And I've never yet told anyone the story until today. I have a selfish reason for telling you, though. It is to make sure that I don't forget him. To forget a friend would be sad. Not everyone has had a friend. And if I forget him, I might be like the grown-ups. It's true, you know. He kept his promise. At night, I love to listen to the stars, because to me, they sound like 500 million little bells. But there is one extraordinary thing. I realized that I never drew the strap for his muzzle, so he won't be able to fasten it on his sheep. But sometimes I say to myself, what if this sheep has already eaten his rose? Surely he keeps careful watch over his sheep. And then there's laughter in the stars. But other times I say, what if the sheep has gotten out of his box? And I wonder, and I worry. And no grown-up will ever understand that this is so important to me. This, to me, is the loveliest and the saddest landscape in the whole world. It is here that the little prince appeared on earth and disappeared. If you should come upon this spot, please do not hurry on. Wait for a time. Wait under the star. And if you see a little man who laughs, who has golden hair, and who refuses to answer a question, you'll know who he is. And should that happen, please